Okay, this is Daryl. I'm doing a tutorial on um, my French flare technique. Now, the French flare technique is ideal for when you want the front of the hairline to be really, really flat and really, really seamless. And what you want to do is you want to split your tracks and you want really tiny braids on the front. And above the braids, where the hair is going to meet up against your finish. Your finish, in case you don't know, is the hair that you're going to use to blend into the weave. Um, the track that we lay in there, I need it to be super, super flat, almost invisible. So I'm going to split the track down. I'm going to split the weave track in half so that the track itself is only like that long. And so I'm going to do a technique called a French flare technique. So what you're going to do is the French flare doesn't use the traditional method of braiding the hair and then sewing the track to the braid. The French flare, you're going to comb the hair down and you're going to try to find a way to anchor it without killing your client. You're going to ask your client to place their finger here. And it's very, very simple. Only thing that you're doing is you're taking the hair. Hold it tight, sweetie. You're going to take that hair. This is for you, Mom. You're going to take that hair and you're going to make your own track. You're just going to keep going around and around in a circle on one little group of hair. I usually go around it like maybe 3 times, and then I'll try to get behind it once. And then you go over to the next section, and you holding your thumb below the 2 tracks so that the hair doesn't lift up. You're pressing firmly. And you're going around and around. And then once behind, as before. And then you just move to the next section. Repeating the process. The French flare techniques works wonders for people that have almost no hairline. Hair is really, really thin. You can't braid it. You just comb that stuff down and you French flare her, honey. You French flare her to death. I almost forgot to go behind it. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Ideal for your hairline. It makes the hairline sickening. Oh, by the way, sickening is an Ebonics term for sharp, beautiful, flawless. You know how someone's hair is so beautiful, it just makes you sick that your hair can look like that? So, if your shoes are sickening, if your hair is sickening, it's a good thing, as Martha would say. Very, very simple. Very, very simple technique. And then what I do is, um, along with my tracks or any sewing I do, I only use a single strand of thread, never double threads. I always use a single strand of thread. I always try to use nylon. In this case, I'm not. I'm in Virginia, don't have that resource available. But you always go behind your work, whatever it is that you're doing. Um, if it's a weave, if you're behind a track or a braid or whatever, you try to go behind your work, and I try to work without knots, is what I'm trying to say. So the knot is usually at the beginning of the work or at the end. And I try to see if I can place it in the back. And I'm having problems with this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. That's it, honey. And she's ready to show stop. So then you're just going to lay your track across that. And because it's so flat, when you lay your track against that and you put this over there, it's going to be virtually invisible. And in the next part of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I split the track and how I um, put the track in, and then I'm also going to give you one of my secret techniques where I take weave glue and I actually put it on the top of the track as opposed to under the track where they use it to glue it to the hair, and that's only at the hairline. So that way when your client get out of the car and the wind hits them, even if the hair separates where their hair is short, or you see her hair is short and the weave is going to be way down her back. So if your client's hair is short and it has a tendency to separate from the weave and on the front, you can take just like almost a microscopic amount of weave glue, and you can put it on your finger and you can dot it, smear it in, and you just rub it gently across the track, and then you take your rat tail and just a little bit of hair, just a few strands like this at a time, and you just firmly press those after you've pulled it straight and flat ironed it. And when they get out their car and the wind hits them, your work is never, ever, ever revealed. They won't believe it when I weave it. Thank you so very much. Stay tuned for part 2.